So Gavin's speech was to facilitate giving a speech and running a question and answer session, and I believe he did that very well. So he certainly had a useful educational speech. I particularly think he excelled at kind of the structure, where there was 3 distinct points that he was trying to make to enable the audience to have the tips for them to overcome their public speaking fears. I particularly liked the injection of the humour, which was pathway where he said his example was his wife was say that the fridge light comes on and he'll start giving a speech, and I thought that was quite well timed. I particularly enjoyed the way he moved around the stage and used gestures and gave examples of, for example, the lady who felt the blood pressure, blood draining from her face, and that was very well, good way of emphasising that point. I thought that he gave, when he was posed a question, he was able to give responses in a constructive way with examples, so that enabled the audience to kind of engage with the topic, have example to kind of follow, and then maybe have something that resonates with the audience. So that was quite good, rather than being quite abstract. I enjoyed when he was given examples of the physiological and the when you dry up, and he made the noise. So I thought that was quite vocal, good variety, and showed that he had good comfort levels. I thought that he could probably work on, he had perhaps too many hand gestures. He was quite a lot of this, and sometimes that didn't quite add to the speech, maybe distracted from when he was making good points, where he's, for example, the train track, that was a very good way of emphasising and good use of hand gestures. But sometimes too much of this was probably a bit distracting. I thought that he could probably tighten up the speech. I found that the beginning was certainly helping the audience to think about, what's stopping you, the fear, but arriving at the 3 points I thought was perhaps a bit longer than I was kind of anticipating, that he'll be maybe giving this is what I'm going to say, the 3 points, and then going into them. But I'd certainly enjoyed the way that he didn't just stop. He acknowledged the time factor. He didn't just stop abruptly. If there was no public fear of speaking and just stopping, he managed to use the time to summarise at the end again, which helped us recap on the 3 points. So certainly that was very useful, and I'd suggest perhaps just to challenge himself on the timekeeping factor, which was one of the points that he wanted me to focus on, and a bit more balance. So that's my evaluation.